When God says, "It's unstoppable," He invites us to unburden ourselves, to bring Him not only our triumphs, but also our worries, sins, and confusion. He knows human hearts, how easily we drift, pretend, or perform. Yet, instead of condemnation, His invitation is soaked in grace. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. This is the God who sees every hidden pain, every anxious thought, every disappointment, yet still says, "Come, let's work this out together." Here, God does not demand perfection before meeting us. He meets us precisely where we are, offering forgiveness before we can earn it, peace before we fully understand it, and purpose before we see the outcome. God's message is not a lecture or a stern rebuke. It's a relational, gentle conversation. He wants us to understand, to wrestle with questions, to pour out frustrations, and to listen in return. The invitation is never about shaming, but about renewing and restoring, never about winning an argument, but about giving us a new heart and direction. God respects our minds and emotions, and He welcomes our doubts and honest struggles. Know that genuine relationships grow from honest exchange. Throughout the Bible, whenever people turned to God, whether broken, confused, or proud, He responded with mercy and patience, drawing them closer rather than pushing them away. This open line of communication does not require elaborate rituals or perfect words. Sometimes it simply requires silence, letting God do the talking as we listen for His wisdom and comfort. It could be through a verse that jumps off the page, a word from a friend, or a nudge in our spirit. God's voice is recognizable to those who expect to hear Him, and His words bring hope, guidance, and reassurance that we are never alone. In today's fast-paced and noisy culture, His invitation feels even more precious. God wants to reason with us, to heal our wounds, to remove our shame, and to teach us His ways. "I have brought you here, my child. You're not just here by accident. I set aside this exact moment for you, breaking up your normal schedule to tell you something important. A big change is happening right now, not in the far future, but in these hours, starting today. This time period was set aside just for you, when my perfect timing lines up with your unique path. You've felt it, right? That deep feeling of knowing that something important is about to happen. I've already told everyone that I won. What was meant to get in the way of you, I've turned into a strong support for your health. There is no doubt in my mind that I have won. This means that you have already made progress. What you did today may not have seemed important or even recognized by most people, but to me, it had huge power, like an echo. It got to me, and I was happy about it. That repeat was a success cry, a clear sign that the enemy's plans have failed, and your path forward is still safe. My view is different from the world's, my dear child. What you see as weakness, I see as power. I already see a huge stretch where you see a simple starting. Where you whisper a plea out of weakness, I see a strong belief that can move mountains. A good deed done in secret can have an impact on future generations. This is why I was happy about you today. You did more than just get through another day. When failure seemed likely, you stayed strong. When there should have been quiet, you spoke. Even though fear told you to stop, you kept going. Even though it felt risky, that choice to follow made me feel very happy. The fact that you are still here is a strong sign. Your enemy planned a carefully thought-out attack to silence your prayers, dash your hopes, and make you believe that I had turned away. Still, you stay here, living, looking, and listening to me. That is a huge win in and of itself. Every breath you take says something. The plan by the opposition to hurt me has failed. Every day, you welcome a new dawn and live in hope, even when it fails. My heart is happy when your enemy loses again. My dear, your life is not just a chance struggle to stay alive. That's strong proof that my hand is still around you. And if the enemy wasn't able to get rid of you yesterday, just think how scared he must be now, being aware of what I'm about to release tomorrow. This is why small acts of respect should never be taken lightly. My beliefs are different from the world's. The world is proud of people who do great things and get noticed, but I'm happy about what's still hidden. The quiet prayer said in a private spot, "Forgiveness was given without witnesses. You made a sacrifice that cost you a lot but didn't get you any praise from other people." Every action that can't be seen is forever recorded. Each one makes evil less powerful. My answer was already given. My happiness has already spread, and that happiness shows that the trend has changed. You would never question again if you could see what changed in the hidden worlds. In the invisible world, things that seemed normal to you were very important. What you thought was a whisper turned into a strong statement when I was there. The plan that was meant to crush you has been thrown out. I don't just feel joy. It's power that works. It is my order. The outcome of this fight is already set. Things are starting to change. The flow is changing. There is a straight flow of my love toward you. The enemy carefully watched your habits, set traps for your hesitations, and took advantage of the fact that you were tired. But you stopped it today. You gave when you didn't have much left. You stayed strong when everyone else was going to give up. You spoke up when it was safer to be quiet. It was like a competition, and the other person was sure they would win. But your surprise move threw his whole plan off. That's why I was happy. I saw something the enemy didn't expect. To my lover, I do not look forward to big shows. Trust makes me act. I answer with a purpose that is pure. I answer truthfully. Many empty statements don't have as much power as one honest private endorsement. One act of being honest with yourself is much more powerful than 100 public shows. Noise doesn't bother me. I like depth. You showed today that you have depth inside you. It's possible that you feel ignored. You might think that all you are doing is surviving. That being said, surviving is not unimportant. Being persistent is a strong proof. Every breath you take confirms, I remain present. Every step you make whispers, the adversary's design against me has failed. Your every decision to persist brings me closer, and I celebrate your unwavering spirit. What aimed to destroy you has been defeated. That very fact makes your journey a continuous victory, but I am proclaiming more, my cherished child. This period is no longer solely about enduring, it is about accelerating forward. When my joy rings out, it is not simply happiness, it is a clear signal. It means the path before you is preparing to bring forth the fulfillment you have sought, and all of it commenced with your trusting affirmation today. My joy is not common. It is not light-hearted amusement. It is holy triumph, profound wisdom, and a clear declaration. When I rejoice, I am not reacting, I am announcing. That sound shakes unseen realms. It signals that the atmosphere surrounding your life has already transformed. My gladness over you today confirms that your life's narrative has entered a completely new phase. My precious one, simply holding on is more powerful than you realize. You often diminish your persistence, labeling it as weakness, but enduring is a testament. Every time you draw breath, you defy the schemes of darkness. You outlasted the storms intended to bury you. You walked through nights designed to break your spirit. Yet here you persist, alive and seeking my presence. Do not call that small, I call it victory. Each new daybreak signals to the unseen. The scheme against me has been thwarted. My beloved one, grasp this essential truth. I celebrate the very first step, not only the final achievement. The world awaits rewards and applause, but I rejoice when you simply move forward. That delicate act of obedience carried immense force. I rejoiced because I already know how far this single step will carry you. The world values what is seen. People praise what they can quantify, but I treasure what is hidden. A sacrifice no one applauded can bring about abundant blessing. Do not undervalue what is hidden, for I magnify what the world overlooks. A simple act of trust, seemingly small, sets off a ripple far wider than you can see. Your faithful choice today was just such an act. Though it appeared common, I witnessed its reach extending through time. What seemed minor has already shifted what is hidden. My deep contentment reveals that past difficulties have now ended, my child. The one who opposes you thought he knew your every habit. He expected you to falter, to hesitate, to remain silent. He was certain you would give in as before. But today, you stood firm. You chose a different route. You found strength when challenged. You showed kindness even when drained. You held on to what you knew to be true, even as doubts grew loud. That decision changed everything. Your adversary was confident of his victory, but your unexpected action completely changed his design. I was glad because I saw what he could not foresee. My beloved child, this alters the way you live your life. When my joy rests upon you, you no longer feel you are not enough. You stop needing others to validate your existence. You cease comparing your journey to anyone else's. Instead, you walk with a quiet confidence. My joyful declaration brings assurance. It is my way of telling you, you are precisely in the right place. I see you. Your path is in harmony with my highest intention. Rapid advancement often follows my joyful pronouncement. Where you once merely persevered, now you will thrive. The very foundation beneath you is transforming. Your past struggles will now yield happiness. What felt gone is now appearing. My joy always has a reason. This signifies that a profound shift is not merely approaching, it is actively underway. Remember those long, quiet nights, my precious one, the times of unanswered questions when everything felt still. Each of those moments was a silent preparation. They were not wasted. They were simply held, waiting for this very point in time. And now my joy is the tender power that brings them into view. My joy is my statement. This is the precise time I have appointed. My cherished child, never forget that your willingness to follow my guidance affects many lives to come. I show my gladness because I see the lasting effect your loyalty has established. My beloved one, understand this deeply. Your life is not just about your own journey. You hold a deep meaning within you. My joy is my pledge that your life carries importance far greater than you currently realize. That is why you must quiet those inner doubts. That is why you must stop downplaying the progress you have made. My pleasure confirms your journey is advancing. So lift your eyes, my child. My joyful sound surrounds you, a safeguarding presence. Let it calm every anxious thought. Let it remove every idea of not being sufficient. Let it assure you with each step that my victory has already been announced, a certainty for your good outcome. My beloved, my gladness does not mark the conclusion of your journey. It is the beginning of rapid motion. That sacred sound is more than mere celebration. It is a force that sparks action. It sets in motion events that no opposing power can halt. When I declare my joy, the very air around you shifts in your favor. Things that were held back are now being released. Obstacles are coming down. My precious child, this is why you must never underestimate the times of quietness. You saw waiting as being set aside, but it was careful preparation. You thought silence meant being forgotten, but it was a gentle formation. I was strengthening you in unseen moments. I was nurturing a firm spirit within you, a resilience that grows through hardship. What felt like wasted time has become the firm ground for your progress. My child, this same truth holds for your entire life. My joy means the period of unseen growth is ending. It means a clear manifestation is near. My joy is my sacred confirmation that declares this is the appointed time. My beloved child, listen closely to this. Your loyalty and hidden moments have created strong movements in the open. Your heartfelt requests offered with tears are heard and cherished by me. The quiet sacrifices you made are more powerful than any grand statement. I show my gladness because I see how these individual actions have woven together to shape your purpose. It is a clear sign that your quiet faithfulness is about to be openly recognized. My child, you might still feel unseen. You might still wonder if anyone truly understands the weight you carry. But I have observed every detail. No tears have been shed without reason. No act of trust has gone unacknowledged. And now my joy is proclaiming it is a time for collecting the rewards of your efforts. You need to walk with deep assurance. This is not arrogance, my child, but a holy knowing. When you grasp my pleasure in your journey, your steps shift. You no longer restrict yourself to fit into old spaces you have outgrown. You no longer downplay the good things I have given you. You stop seeking temporary human approval and begin to move within my steady confirmation. My joy has already guaranteed your success. My precious one, hear this clearly. My joy is a mighty power. It is not a silent contentment. It is a sound that shatters the strategies of those who oppose you. It confuses your adversary. It reverses his predictions. He thought he understood every weakness and expected your responses, but you strayed from his anticipated course. You chose trust where fear tried to take hold. That decision changed the result. And I believe this is what I am declaring over you now. What appears incomplete to you is already finalized in my sight. My child, my joy should stir your spirit to imagine new possibilities, to place your trust again, to expect good things once more. Do not let past disappointments narrow your vision. Do not let weariness lessen your hope. If I have shown my joy, then the battle is already won. The only remaining question is when your victory will appear, and my joy signals its quick approach. My beloved one, step forward with bravery. I do not wait for you to be perfect. I respond to your trust. Do not disregard small beginnings. Do not undervalue quiet acts of loyalty. Every action holds power. Every hushed word carries meaning. Each effort holds future blessing. My child, lift your gaze. The season has shifted. I am celebrating you. Cling to this truth. Let it be your anchor, calming every doubt. For if I have already shown my gladness, then nothing can truly block your success. My beloved child, my joy is not a fleeting sound. It isn't shallow or weak. It is a powerful declaration of triumph that affects all things seen and unseen. When I voice my joy, troubles lose their grip. When I voice my joy, barriers begin to fall. When I voice my joy, what seemed impossible yields to my will. My joy is not by chance. It is a sacred pronouncement. My child understands this deeply. The moment for your breakthrough isn't tied to the days you count. What humans call time is often fleeting and unsure. My timing, however, is eternal, flawless, and fixed. You are exactly where you need to be. I have not forgotten you, nor are you behind, my cherished child. Those quiet seasons when you felt unnoticed were actually profound times of readying you for what is now unfolding. Each sincere prayer, every tear shed, and every act of faith performed away from public sight contributed to this very instant. My child, begin to live right now as if my word to you is fully accomplished. Offer your prayers as if the answer has already arrived. Speak with the firm belief that my favor is already yours. Move forward with the certainty that paths are clear before you. My love is a mighty declaration. It announces to all that everything concerning you is settled, your way forward is sure, and your ultimate purpose cannot be stopped. My precious one, let the sound of my joy strengthen your inner being. You might feel you aren't ready, yet I have already prepared you. You may think you go unseen, but I have already celebrated your dedication. You might sense weakness, yet I have surrounded you with my strength. Stop diminishing your progress. Stop minimizing your acts of trust. My love for you serves as your constant confirmation that you are specially chosen, deeply treasured, and set apart by me. My cherished child, remember this always. I do not express joy over things that hold no meaning. My joy is my declaration that the true purpose of your life cannot be defeated. My beloved, the good you experience reaches beyond yourself. It is meant to touch those whose journeys connect with yours. Your steady trust will open doors for others. I see the wide-reaching impact of your agreement with me. I see countless lives transformed because you chose to stand firm. Therefore, step forward with sacred certainty, my child. This is not arrogance. It is living in harmony with my truth. You are not pursuing triumph. Rather, you are advancing from a victory already secured. My child, the sound of my delight silences lies, removes obstacles, and thwarts ill will. My gladness is stronger than any fear. My word is clearer than any doubt. Hold your head high, my beloved one. I have expressed joy over your very being. Let that sound echo within your deepest self. Allow it to quiet every concern. Let it conquer every persistent doubt. Let it daily remind you that when I express joy, the outcome is already decided. Your story is confirmed. The end is assured, and your victory is complete. My love is your shield, your assurance, and your dignity. My precious child, the sound of my joy does not fade. It echoes. It endures. This sound is not just a brief celebration. It is an active, ongoing declaration. It continues to spread its influence long after the act of faith that first brought it forth. When I express my joy, that gladness turns into forward movement. My pleasure becomes the very power driving your journey. My sound is not limited to my dwelling place. It moves throughout all creation, changing situations, breaking old patterns, and establishing firm new beginnings in your life. My beloved child, never underestimate the deep effect of a single act of trust. You might see it as small or even unimportant, yet I see things from a different view. Your agreement holds immense meaning. Your quiet request carries great power. Your willingness to obey holds lasting authority. My precious one, you may not always feel your own strength. You may not always see outward proof, but I do not judge based on feelings or appearances. I judge based on trust. A single moment of belief, even when you feel weak, can start a massive change. A quiet yes, spoken with a tremble, can break down long-held patterns of difficulty. This is why I laugh. Not because your action was perfect, but because it was true. My cherished one, consider this. The opposing force watches your habits. It expects your reactions based on your past. It sets traps, hoping you will give up, retreat, or stay silent. But on this day, you chose a different path. You acted in a way no one expected. You offered forgiveness when holding a grudge seemed easier. You spoke to me when silence felt safer. You stood firm when everything felt like it would crumble. That choice was the unexpected turn that altered everything. I expressed my joy because the trap did not hold, and the adversary's expectations fell apart. My beloved grasped the deep importance of changing old ways. I celebrate not just the final result, but also the precise instant you choose to abandon well-worn roots. Each time you resist old temptations, I express my joy. Each time you choose trust instead of fear, I express my joy. Each time you keep going, even with hesitation, I express my joy. My gladness is the constant proof of the strength within you. My beloved, this is your destined moment. My joy is not just for now. It is also a declaration for all that lies ahead. It proclaims that your progress is speeding up. My child, a new season is unfolding before you. The way ahead is clearing, and what once felt like a struggle to simply hold your ground will now become a journey of advancement. You are not merely enduring, you are stepping into a time of flourishing. Never underestimate the quiet beginnings, my beloved. A small, sincere step taken in faith holds more weight than any grand public show. Do not compare your journey to the loud declarations or impressive achievements of others. My gaze is fixed on the truth within your heart, not on outward appearances. A simple, honest whisper shared with me in private resonates more deeply than countless words spoken for applause. And this is why my delight in you is so profound. It shines a light on what is truly precious. My joy is my affirmation of your steadfast heart. My voice, my beloved, silences every whisper of doubt from the shadows. Let my gladness rise above the feelings of not being enough. Let my assurance drown out every prediction of defeat. When my joy is spoken, the outcome is already decided. Your victory is not a hope, but a certainty. Understand this truth, my precious child. I do not wait for the finish line to rejoice over you. My celebration begins today. My delight is present in this moment.